let us start talking about workflow integrations. Again, we're going to begin by explaining the permissions that will allow you to create workflow integrations. And again, I am an admin, and I'm going to go under the admin set of permissions. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to search for workflow. I have two sets of permissions that match my search criteria. The one that we're really interested in is the workflow integrations. As you can see, I have read write and workflow policies. Workflow integrations is where you hook up the No-Name platform with third-party systems, and then the workflow policy is what makes use, or one way you can make use of these workflow integrations in order to automate part or all of your work. Okay. Now our focus is workflow integrations, so I'm going to cancel, and we're going to head over to the integrations panel, pages, and we're going to go under workflows. There's no workflow integration build out of the box, but if we select add integration, we're going to see the available choices, and if you pay attention to the systems or to the applications that are available to us, you will see they're either ticketing systems, CM systems, or communication systems such as email and Slack. Okay, so a workflow integration is nothing else but an integration that allows the No-Name platform to communicate information to the rest of the organization, to the rest of the enterprise applications. That's what a workflow integration is. A workflow integration is pretty straightforward. I'm going to actually create one for you. I'm going to create a Jira integration, and I'm selecting Jira because it is omnipresent and it's well known and it's very easy. It's only going to take me a couple of minutes to create a Jira integration. As you can see, these are the information that I require to provide. The email, I already know. It's training noname@gmail.com. It's a toy Jira account that I have created on the cloud. Anybody can go and create one. It never expires. The other two information that I need is the Jira domain URL and the token. And I do have my Jira open on another browser. Here it is. Okay, so the URL, it's at the top. HTTPS trainingnoname.atlassian.net. That's the URL. Copy, head back, paste, like this. And now we only need the token. To grab the token, we need to go back to Jira, where we are, and we need to go under our profile. And we need to manage the account. And under manage the account, we're going to have a security tab or section at the top. We selected, and we can go and create API tokens. So I'm going to go and create and manage API tokens. As you can see, I already have created one yesterday when I was trying this out. I'm going to create another one for the purposes of this recording. Usually give it a date, 2024 08 29 token, and we're going to create. We're going to copy the token, and we're going to paste it in our dialog, okay, in the No-Name platform. Again, it's a wizard, right? In this particular case, creating an integration, it's a wizard. The very first step is add all the authorization information, and then we're going to authorize. And the second step is provide information or metadata with respect to the projects, to the name of this particular integration. So we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it product dev. Product dev. Right? I'm calling it product dev because that's my project in Jira. Right? If I show you my project in Jira, that's exactly what the project is, product dev. Okay? And generally speaking, a security vulnerability is a bug that needs to be communicated to the appropriate resources. Okay? Jira is one of those ways. I'm going to select a project, and as you can see, I have a project called product dev. I'm going to select the issue type, security issue, And the rest, for the purposes of brevity, I'm going to keep them blank, even though you can add additional information right here so that they can be added as metadata in Jira. And I'm going to click Save. By doing this, I have created I've created now my very first workflow integration. All right, so where do we use workflow integrations? Well, you can use them under policies, workflow policies, so you can automate part of the job outside our scope. But what is within our scope is how you can use these integrations manually, right? So how can you, as a no-name platform operator, communicate information to the rest of the organization, to your Jira project that we just integrated with? So I'm going to go under security. I'm going to go under runtime, attackers. Again, I'm going to have to filter for the last year, at least in my instance. These are about 2 months old or so data. I'm going to select one of the users, and I'm going to select one of their incidents. Okay, I'm going to select, again, could be done randomly, could be done purposefully. I'm going to select the API with broken object level authorization, and I'm going to take action. Okay, taking action means I want to communicate that information to some part of the organization. So if I had a ServiceNow integration, if I had a Slack, if I had an email, I will be able to see these in a list, and I'm going to be able to select which one I would like to communicate the information to. In my end, I like to communicate it in Jira, the product dev integration, which of course creates a ticket in my product dev project, and I'm going to click submit. It's going to take a few seconds. There is a dialog at the bottom right. The action was completed, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Jira. I'm going to refresh. Actually, I don't even need to refresh. Here it is. Here's the ticket has been created. Okay. Here it is. Here's the ticket. Here's the information. Pretty much the information that are within the incident, the details of the incident. And right now, at some point, the developers will start working on this. They will be in progress, and it will be done. Now, if you want to have two-way communication, unfortunately, in this type of integration or the native type of integrations of workflows, you can't do two-way from within the no-name platform. You will have to come into Jira and use the management APIs, right? The management APIs, here they are. Okay. You will have to come in here and use one of these. Okay. I should be not APIs, not specs, should be issues. Findings, incidents. There you go. Incidents, and it will be a patch on the incident where you go and you update the actual status, because it was fixed on the developer's end. Well, you have to make sure you update the same thing on the other end. Okay. And with this, we have concluded the native workflow integration recording.